this is your production line 1, which is currently you are only running for in your factory. If this capacity is not enough for your strategy, if you want to run the quantity strategy, you may need to consider whether you need to set up the second production line. If you want to do so, this is called capital investment, which is a long-term investment. The requirement will be $20 for each unit. That means, for example, if you want your production line 2, the second production line be 100,000 units, then you should spend $2 million, which is a very heavy investment compared with your assets now. Okay? But at least the system provides you an alternative for this production. Yes?
Is there a minimum quantity requirement for the next investment?
Actually, no in system. But
so we can increase capacity for like 1 unit to any number?
Yes, if from system aspect, no limitation. But from business aspect, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Okay, so please make it make sense. Okay, okay.
Like get past.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Sure. Okay. Okay. To deal with quantity issue, you have 3 ways to go. First, remain the current capacity at normal price. Secondly, you OT. You use OT, but the maximum capacity is 50% of the then current capacity you have. The third one is to, for the capital investment. So, if you look at the business as a good business in long term, you should consider long-term investment. If you think it's just about seasonal up and down, you dare not to spend a long-term investment, it's up to you, then you use OT. Or, if you have different strategy, like Michael Porter said, not everyone is going through cost leadership. You can go differentiation strategy. Your strategy will be high price and lower quantity, right? Were that the case, the quantity is not an issue. You should spend all your money and focus on how to raise your quality to get a higher price. This is totally different strategy on the other side of the spectrum. It's all at your discretion. Okay, let's get back to the decision. Sorry. Are there too many factors to remember? I believe so.
Actually, just play once.
Yes. Okay. If you want to do make the decision for making the second or third production line, do remember it takes time. So there will be 1 period time lag. That means if you make the decision in Q1, you can only use the new capacity in Q2, because it takes time to build out the plan. And also, for the raw material procurement, it will also take 1 quarter lead time because it is from outside. So remember, there are 2 decision factors that will take 1 quarter lead time. One is the build up for second production line. The other one is the procurement of raw material. Besides these 2 factors, every decision will take effect immediately in this quarter. Either price or marketing or maintenance or R&D for product quality. Okay. Okay. Lastly, I have to remind you that there is possibility for you to go bankrupt.
I have a question.
Oh yes. Before go bankrupt.
Purchase quantity, is it for this quarter or for next quarter?
Next quarter. Actually, it's the shipment will arrive at the last day of the quarter. So
we are making decision for next quarter.
Yes. So if you don't make any decision to buy raw material, trust me, it will be a disaster. Because no raw material means no production. No production means empty line in the upper part of the income statement. You have no production means you have no sales. When you have no sales, your upper part of the income statement is terrible. Everything on the lower side of the income statement is terrible.
Sorry, just to make sure I understand that part, the purchase quantity. If we are making decision for the spring quarter, when we make the purchase quantity, is it coming at the end of spring or coming at the end of this quarter?
It will come in at end of this quarter.
Okay, so it's for spring production.
Yes. No. If you make any decision, write any number here for buying any quantity of raw material, this material can only be available for production at next quarter.
So it's not spring.
It's not spring. Yes, yes.
For next quarter.
Okay.
Later on, we will be making spring decision. But whatever quantity you say, you mentioned here, this quantity will only arrive at the end of the quarter and only be available in next quarter. So nothing to do with current decision.
Oh.
You can't use any quantity here. Okay. Yeah, do remember that there is possibility you go bankrupt. Bankrupt, please go back to the balance sheet. The debt ratio. You know, you have a liability of 4 million now. You know, the ratio between your liability and shareholders' equity. You have to look at the debt ratio anytime. If the ratio reach 10, you will go bankrupt. It is totally out of practice. In daily business practice, the number is 1. But, you know, for the system, we allow you to go 10. The only purpose is to avoid, you know, too easy to go bankrupt. But please don't make any decision like other people do. When they know the number 10, they will check the number of the current liability and make it 8 or 7, for example. For example, we got 4 million normal debt to the bank. So people will say, okay, 10 is the upper limit, so why don't we borrow 8 times for 30 million? And borrow money first and then think about how to use the money. This is totally wrong logic. Please don't do that. Okay? Okay. Yes?
You cannot do that?
Yes, you can, but I won't suggest that it's not the appropriate thinking logic. You should do business based upon how much money we need instead of how much money we borrow from the bank.
And when you say 10, is it the ratio?
Yeah, 10, the ratio 10. So when the ratio reach 10, it will go bankrupt.
You mean 11 million? 11.1 million will go bankrupt?
Yeah, when the number, you know, the total liability over the shareholders' equity reaches 10, you'll go bankrupt. Normally, the ratio is 1
Okay.
in real practice.
It's not even 1, it's already more than
Yes, please say
For
for you.
example, suppose in this balance sheet, your liability right now, suppose it's like 71 billion, then you go bankrupt.
Yeah. Currently, it's less than 0.6, which is pretty safe. But I'm just warning, don't make any decision in the thinking logic like this. You know, making a 10-fold or a 7-fold of the current liability and borrow the money from the bank and start thinking about how to use the money. Don't think that way. It's totally wrong. Okay. All right. I just gave you a quick glance of the rule, and I believe that it might be too many for you. It's okay when you run once, you will remember all. But I'm giving you a PowerPoint presentation slide like this, and actually come back to the topic for today's main topic, MBO. We call that management by objective. This is the real what we are doing in the game. We are using the factor called SIREN, S-I-R-E-N, which is a 5-factor showing market share, inventory, revenue, expense, and net profit. You can check this 5 index in various reports. Currently, when you take over the plan, when you take over the company, I'm giving you got 12.5% market share, you got 4.5% of the inventory rate. I'm talking about ending inventory, end of the period. And also the revenue is 2.69 million for last quarter and 12 million for the past whole year. And also the 35.07 of expense rate with 159,000 net profit. This is the current exact number I give you when I give you the company. And
every company will be exactly the same.
Everyone the same. And your job, not even on the next practice or for later courses, you set the annual target, you set a Q1 target, and finally, if we have enough time for the consecutive 3 to 4 weeks, you should have this: Q1, Q4, to Q4, Q4. Plan actual. For every quarter, you set a goal, and you run the business, and things will not go exactly what you would expect from your target because of competition. So when you go through the over 4 quarters in a year, compare the difference about your strategy like this. For example, what is your strategy compared, to sum up and all the past strategy you have learned? For example, this is what we say, if I want to implement cost leadership strategy, and I believe key success factor is volume. And to make sure the volume, I have to overall cover every market to sustain the market.
Example.
Yeah, the sample. And what is the 4P strategy? Product, pricing, promotion, channel like this. And this is the verbal or conceptual strategy in addition to the number. And this is also included in the presentation, which will be everyone will be your homework for the courses. Okay, and I will be providing this sample, the template, to Professor Lin. So Professor Lin will share with everyone. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time for us to hands-on the practice. And because the time is limited, can I propose we just get back to your decision table and just relax to only for practice purpose. We make the decision within 20 minutes. This is also just a quick practice. And we run through the whole process. We make the decision within 20 minutes, and after the 20 minutes, you fill the gap.
You have to fill the table here.
Yeah.
So your pricing decision and your investment decision, R&D decision, maintenance everything here was the numbers, because we want to run for one season, and you can see the result and you can make a little explanation. Just for practice.
Yes. So so the time is very limited. For now, we will end up the discussion and submit the decision in 9:40.